Om Shanti. Today is Satguruvar, the 27th of October 2022. Let us listen to the Sakar Murli from our beloved Bap Dada. Bap Dada Madhuban. Essence. Sweet children, you have to remove your intellect's yoke from this impure world and become an unlimited sannyasi. To be a sannyasi means to become a completely pure and firm yogi. Essence once again. Sweet children, you have to remove your intellect's yoke from this impure world and become an unlimited sannyasi. To be a sannyasi means to become a completely pure and firm yogi. Today's question is, when you have which stage will the storms of Maya end? Baba answers, when your intellect's yoke is broken from the consciousness of mine, that is, my husband, my children, etc., your intellect will then become firm in mine is one Shiv Baba and none other. When your intellect's yoke is fully connected to the one Father, the storms of Maya will end. Today's song is, who has come to the door of my mind in the early morning hours? ये कौन आया आज मेरे द्वारे सवेरे सवेरे? अच्छा, Om Shanti. Om Shanti. God speaks. You children have understood that the Father of souls is the one who is called the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. The Father himself explains, I don't have a big physical form. Just as it is said of a soul that it is a star residing in the center of the forehead, similarly, I am the Supreme Soul. His praise is greater. He is the ocean of knowledge, but he isn't as big as that image. If he were that big, he wouldn't be able to push himself into this body. It is when they worship a Shivlingam that they make it in a big form. They say that he is thumb-shaped. A soul means a soul. It is just that he is called the Supreme Soul and that he resides in the Supreme Abode. You know that at this time it is the devil's world, the devilish community. In the golden age, there was the kingdom of deities in Bharat. It is now the devilish kingdom. Look at what they eat. To eat meat and drink alcohol, etc., is to have impure food. People don't even understand this. In a school too, some have very good thoughts, some have Rajoguni thoughts, and others have Tamoguni thoughts. Those who are unable to explain to others are called Buddhus. Baba calls them Buddhus. Among the Brahma Kumars and Kumaris, there are many number-wise Maharathis, cavalry and infantry who are unable to explain very well. Because of not having full knowledge, they continue to do disservice. To the extent that someone has knowledge, so he will accordingly be able to explain. It is number-wise. Sometimes they still make mistakes. You children should have the intoxication that you are becoming deities. The Father himself says, I entered the world of impure ones. In the golden age, this one was Narayan, and I have now entered his body once again to make him into Narayan from an ordinary man. He was the number one, worthy of worship soul, and then he became the number one worshipper. This one has an all-round part, meaning he is referring to Brahma Baba. This is my fixed body. It cannot change. It isn't that I would sometimes give a chance to someone else. This drama is predestined. There cannot be any change in this. Baba says, I enter the world of impure ones, but if you tell someone that he is impure, he would get upset. However, when God says that all are part of the devilish community, this has to be accepted. God means incorporeal God, not Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar or Krishna. He says, I, the Supreme Soul, am the same as you. God speaks, I have come to teach you Raj Yoga. There is so much praise of yoga. Many yogashrams have been opened. They teach Hatha Yoga there. However, with the power of yoga, you make the whole world into heaven. You transform the world. The whole world will not stay in yoga. There is so much praise of the yoga through which Bharat especially becomes heaven. However, no one knows who made it into heaven. There must definitely have been someone who created heaven. The Father says, "Only I come and teach you the actions with which you become deities." This is very easy. Those people have many sacrificial fires. Do you have any sacrificial fires, etc. here? Only for their fragrance do you burn incense sticks. Baba says, only for their fragrance do you burn incense sticks. Otherwise, there are no rituals here. The Father gives you his own introduction. I too am a soul like you, but I don't take rebirth. I take birth, but I don't die. People celebrate my birthday. I continue to come into and leave from this body in order to teach you. And so, this is not called death. I come to make you into deities. It then depends on who comes and studies. Baba says, those who studied in the previous cycle will come and study again. You are the same long lost and now found beloved children who became separated from me a long time ago. Others don't take 84 births. We are the ones who go around the cycle of the full 84 births. People get very fed up if they have to take many births. They tell you that they don't want to come into the cycle of 84 births. However, we are so strong and brave that we become even happier. By remembering this cycle of 84 births, we become the rulers of the globe. They have shown a cycle in their flag, but they have made it into a spinning wheel. What is Baba saying? Baba is telling about them that they have shown a cycle in their flag, but they have then made it into a spinning wheel. Your coat of arms is correct compared to that. At the top is Shiv Baba, below that is the Trimurti. The cycle is also accurate in that. Your flag of Shiva is absolutely accurate. It has been explained to you that there are two types of renunciation. What are they? One is renunciation for the path of isolation where they go into the forests. That is half renunciation. Yours is full renunciation. Of what? Baba asks. Then he replies saying, you renounce the whole of the devilish world. My husband, my children, my guru, you break your intellect's yoke away from all of that consciousness of mine. Mine is one Shiv Baba and none other. Until you make your stage like this, storms will continue to come and you will continue to fluctuate. The Father inspires you to renounce the whole of the devilish world because it is all to be burnt away. Those people don't say that everything is to be burnt away. You live with your relatives, but while seeing all of them, your intellects are connected up there. Nothing belongs to me. So, with whom would I indulge in lust or get angry? This is a very good tactic, but only when it sits in your intellects. This is called Raj Yoga. You have yoga and claim your kingdom. Theirs is Hatha Yoga. These are deep points. There are many yogis in the world, but Baba says, not a single one has yoga with me. Instead of having yoga with me, they have yoga with my place of residence, the Brahma element. Just as the people of Bharat have considered their place of residence, Hindustan, to be their religion, in the same way, they also consider themselves to be the children of Brahma. However, they don't in fact even consider themselves to be children, because if they were children, there would have been an inheritance, or there would have to be an inheritance. They say that they will merge into the element. Baba has experienced all of that. He has experienced all of that with many sannyasis and gurus. They portray Arjuna too as having many gurus. They portray Arjun too as having had many gurus. All of you are Arjuns, says Baba. At this time, there is Ravan's kingdom over the whole world. The whole world is Lanka. It isn't just the island of Ceylon that is Lanka. That is a limited Lanka, whereas the whole world is the unlimited Lanka. There is now Ravan's kingdom over the whole world. There weren't so many human beings in Rama's kingdom. When it is Rama's kingdom, Ravan's kingdom doesn't exist. Where does it go? It goes down below. Then, when Ravan's kingdom comes, Rama's kingdom goes below. This is in the drama. As the cycle turns, the golden age comes up. The copper and iron ages go down, and the golden and silver ages come up from down below. It is just the matter of the cycle. Baba says it is just a matter of the cycle. Although they have written it like that, it isn't that it goes beneath the sea or that it emerges from the sea. The Father says these are very deep things that have to be understood. Purity is first in this, and then there also has to be very powerful yoga. This is called complete renunciation. Remove your intellect's yoga from this world. Among you too, only some of you understand these things. If you were all to understand, you would become Ganges of knowledge, small rivers and canals. If you were to become even a pond and explain to people at home, it would be understood that you have understood something. However, some of you are not even able to explain at home. The Father says, no matter how poor you may be, you can open a small Gita Pathshala at home even if you only have one room where you eat and sleep. Once you have done what you need to do, then clear everything away and set up the place for class. Baba is explaining. Let's hear it once again. The Father says, no matter how poor you may be, you can open a small Gita Pathshala at home even if you only have one room where you eat and sleep. Once you have done what you need to, then clear everything away and set the place up for class. You can open such a big hospital on 3 square feet of land. Leave aside the wealthy ones. The Father is the Lord of the poor. Wealthy ones say that this is heaven for them. Baba says, okay, stay happy in your heaven. Why should I give you anything? Donations are always given to the poor. If important people had to sit on the floor, they would be offended. Therefore, Baba says, you may live in your palaces. The poor who can study well can come to me. If you are unable to relate this to others, you are not even a pond. You have to become big rivers. You have to follow Mama and Baba. However, if you are unable to relate anything at home, you are not even like a handful of water. Baba enjoys himself in front of the Ganges of knowledge. Some listen to Baba personally and become very happy. But as soon as they get up from here and go down the stairs, their intoxication also goes down. Then, as soon as they arrive at home, they begin to gossip again. Baba can understand everything from their behavior. Some come to meet Baba and speak of their husband and children. Where did your husband come from? You come here in order to go to heaven, and you are still trapped in this consciousness of mine? Okay, this much dose is enough. You should only be given as much as you can digest. Baba has explained to you in a nutshell. You are establishing heaven with yoga, but you need knowledge for sovereignty. These are two subjects. There are the two subjects. Baba also makes effort to stay in yoga, and this is why he says, don't remember and don't forget. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children, and we the spiritual children also say namaste to our spiritual father. Today's essence for dharana has 2 points. The first point, completely renounce this old world. Claim a first number in the subjects of purity and yoga. Second point, become the Ganges of knowledge and serve impure ones to make them pure. Follow Mama and Baba and become big rivers. Today's blessing, may you be full of spirituality in Brahmin life and have greater glorification through less expense. Blessing once again. May you be full of spirituality in Brahmin life and have greater glorification through less expense. Baba explains the special slogan of this Alokik Brahmin life is greater glorification through less expense, which means spend less but have very beautiful attainment. That is, let the result be the best of all. You would say that your life is full of spirituality when you spend less through your words and actions. Do more work in less time. Let there be greater clarification with fewer words. Let there be few but powerful thoughts. This is known as greater glorification through less expense. The treasures of those who use very little, their bhandara are constantly overflowing. The treasures of those who use very little, their bhandara are constantly overflowing. Finally, today's slogan: when you have true love for the Father and service, you automatically receive love from the family. Slogan once again: when you have true love for the Father and service, you automatically receive love from the family. Acha, Om Shanti. Today we also have two invaluable versions of Mateshwari Ji. The first one: lots of proof that God is not omnipresent. Mama says, versions of God are written in the Gita, which is the jewel of all scriptures. Children, where there is victory, I am there. These are the elevated versions of the Supreme Soul. I am in the Himalayas, and I am in the snake which is known as Kali. Of the mountains, the Kailash mountain is said to be the highest of all, and among the snakes, the Kali snake is said to be the greatest. This proves that if out of all snakes, God is just in the black snakes, He then does not reside in all the other snakes. If God is in the highest mountain of all, it means He is not in the mountains that are lower. Then it is said, where there is victory, I take birth. This means I am not there where there is defeat. All of these things prove that God is not omnipresent. On the one hand, they say this, and then on the other hand, they say that God incarnates in many forms, just as they have shown 24 incarnations of God. They say fish and crocodile, etc. are all the forms of God. All of that is false knowledge. This is how they have understood God to be present everywhere, whereas it is Maya at this time of the Iron Age that is present everywhere. So, how can God be present everywhere? It also says in the Gita, I am not present in Maya. This proves that God is not present everywhere. The essence of the second invaluable version is, the incorporeal world means the residence of souls. Mama says, we know that when we speak of the incorporeal world, incorporeal does not mean that it does not have any shape or form. When we speak of the incorporeal world, it means that there definitely is a world, but that it doesn't have a form or shape in the same way as the physical world. Similarly, God is incorporeal and He definitely has a subtle form, that is, He is a point of light. So, the land of us souls and of God is the incorporeal world. When we say world, it means that there is that world and we reside there, and that is why it is called a world. People of the world think that God's form is the element of eternal light. That is the place of residence of God, which is called a retired home. We cannot call God's home as God. The other world is the subtle world, where Brahma, Vishnu and Shankar reside in their angelic forms. And this is the physical world, which is split into two. One of the world is the viceless heaven, where there is only happiness, purity and peace for half a cycle. The other is the vicious, iron-aged world of sorrow and peacelessness. Why are these called two worlds? Because people say that both heaven and hell are created by God. God's versions for this are, children, I did not create a world of sorrow. The world that I create is a world of happiness. This is now the world of sorrow and peacelessness. Because people have forgotten themselves and myself, the Supreme Soul. They are suffering from their karmic accounts. It isn't that when there is a world of happiness and charity, there isn't a world. Yes, definitely. When we say that there is the residence of the deities, then there is every type of activity there. But there definitely is no creation of vices there. Because of that, there are no karmic bondages. That world is called the heavenly world without any karmic bondage. One is the incorporeal world, and the other is the subtle world, and the third is the physical world. Acha, Om Shanti.